men come out for the 100-meter butterfly final. Michael Phelps, once again, already a winner earlier this evening. Back-to-back Olympic championships in this event by a grand total of 5 100ths of a second, 4/10ths of a second in Athens, 4 100ths of a second in Athens, and 1 100th of a second in Beijing.
The focus it must take day in and day out for this man. I just can't imagine what it must be like for him on a daily basis, knowing that this will be his his fourth and perhaps his final Olympic Games. He's talked about retiring after this Olympic Games.
Rowdy, it's been long talked about his very unique physique. That is what's more even unique is his work ethic that goes along with it, all that talent, and maybe that innate natural gifts physically, but what a worker. Chris Brady will be in lane 2. Davis Tarwater will be in lane 3. Phelps in lane 4. The fastest qualifier, 53.93, has the fastest time in the world so far this year. There's Tarwater, and we'll get to Phelps. Fastest time for Phelps, 52 and 55 100ths. He qualified in 53 and 93 100ths. Kail Almeida from Brazil will be in lane 5. Masayuki Kishida from Japan, training in Tucson and performing for the Ford Aquatics Club. MADARASSY from Hungary will be in lane 7. A postgraduate student at the University of Louisville. And in lane 8 from California Aquatics, David Russell.
You talked about Phelps' work ethic, and Paul, I agree with you completely. However, he knows when to take time off. He knows when to kind of lay low when he has to, but I think he knows when to turn it on, too. A lot of people doubted Michael last year. When Ryan became the #1 swimmer in the world,
Take your mark.
a lot of people started writing this guy off, and I said all along it was a huge mistake to do that. Michael knows what's important for him, and what's important is his Olympic legacy. Even though he's won 16 Olympic medals, I think one of his goals is obviously to be the most prolific Olympic medalist in history. That's 18, so he's still got a couple to go. He's going to go right by that in London.
2 lengths of the pool. Phelps in lane 4. Again, back-to-back the Olympic champion in 04 and 08 by the slimmest of margins. Almeida from Brazil in lane 5.
Almeida has a lot of speed. He's a world record holder in the short course meters version.
And Phelps pulling away, now about half a body length lead. Michael Phelps in lane 4, looking for his second victory, the first evening on the program here at the Indianapolis Grand Prix, and it will be Michael Phelps in a time of 51 and 75 100ths, the fastest time in the world so far this year.
That is by far.
By far. And we talked about, I heard a lot of people talking about, oh, well, Michael Phelps, you know, the publicity and everything that has come his way, everything that he's earned in the pool coming his way, as a matter of fact. And then had a little bit of a down year, but he's got a plan. There's no question about that.
I think what he was disappointed, he's shaking his head because I think he was disappointed in the mechanics of that race. Not the time. I think he's happy with the time. Nice little start there, but he was a little tight on the start, a little tight on the turn, and he was also tight on the finish here. I think he's, is he long on the finish? He's just a little disappointed. Watch him at the very end of the race. Clearly out in front, but you could see that long stroke. Not sure what else he could have done, though. He had a lot of momentum going in the wall. The last 15 meters of the race is so difficult. You get into a tendency of spinning your wheels. He's so good at maintaining the focus and not concentrating on that great distance per stroke. I'm not sure he could have taken another stroke, but he's. I think he's probably a little disappointed with that instead of time.
Well, on average, he's used to winning that event in the Olympic Games by only about 25 1,000ths of a second, if I'm doing my math correctly. So he needed somebody to push him, you know. And in spite of that, Michael Phelps, on the opening night of this Grand Prix in Indianapolis, wins his first event and comes back in the 100 meters with the fastest time. Look at that, nobody pushing him at all. Almeida in second and Masayuki Kishida from Japan in third. And what a solid performance once again by Michael Phelps. And just finishing up Michael, we heard that you had done some high altitude training, Paul Sunderland with Rowdy Gaines, but you know, you just swam the fastest time in the world this year, but you didn't look particularly pleased with the performance.
I was really happy with the 200 free, but I just wasn't happy with my finish in the 100 fly. You know, I think I probably could have taken one more stroke, but you know, I think both of these races are significantly faster than what I went in Austin. So you know, I think I've been making progress, and I'm making steps in the right direction, which makes me happy.
You talk about progress, Michael. This is Rowdy. What does that mean heading into this summer, and what does this summer mean to you in relation to London?
This summer, I think, is the biggest year for me. Just being able to hopefully set up a good program leading into an Olympic year, and you know, going into trials next year. You know, I'd say it's literally going to be here before we know it, and just trying to have a good year and hopefully set up a good Olympics.
We talk so much about training and what it means as far as this year compared to next. Are you back on track as far as the training goes?
I feel like I'm closer to where I want to be than where I was about a month and a half ago. So we're making steps in the right direction. We're making progress, and you know, I really can't complain. I said I wanted to go under 147 in the 2 free tonight, and I would have liked to be faster in the 100 fly, but you know, I know there are some things that I can change, and they're just little tiny things.
Go get your medal, my friend. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, Rowdy.
Michael, thank you very much. Michael Phelps, your winner once again, and not a perfect swim. Very happy with the 200, which he also won earlier this evening, the 200-meter freestyle, and then comes back to easily take the 100-meter butterfly. If you looked at the final results, he won that by a very, very wide margin, and will stay with us, the program on the deck, as Michael Phelps gets his award.
1984 and 1992 Olympian, a member of the Indiana University Natatorium Hall of Champions. Please welcome Pablo Morales. Your third place finisher from Tucson, Ford Dealers Aquatics, Masayuki Kishida. Second place finisher from Brazil, Kail Almeida. And your Indy Grand Prix champion with a winning time of 51.75 from North Baltimore Aquatic Club, Michael Phelps. Congratulations to Michael and all the top finishers in the men's 100-meter butterfly.